Welcome back on the VST channel, guys. I have here the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in my Galaxy S23 Ultra, and here I have the Xiaomi 14 Pro. Yes, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And now it's time for once and for all to understand which chip is really better. Technically, we should already know the answer, but let's just not take anything for granted. First, allow me to walk you through the setting of what I'm gonna test tonight. Now, first thing you're gonna see, this here is the latest One UI 6 stable. The version is BWJM, and this here is the latest Xiaomi HyperOS stable, 1020. Now, the second thing that's very important, guys, you can see here some information. So I'm using Tacostats and Shizuku to display the very same info that I'm able to obtain. So it's CPU percentages here, then we have the CPU temperature on both phones, and then of course once I start the games you're gonna see the FPS counter. On the Xiaomi I'm also able to get the GPU temperature, which I'm not able to get on the Samsung. There are some other very important things, so please follow through before I start the test. This is gonna be really a heavy duty killer performance test, and I want to give special credits to Jadot Sharma, who tell me to use experimental performance mode in the game launcher and also tweak the system graphic driver in developer options and also the camera cutout to just show a full screen. So the first thing on the S23 Ultra is to go inside the game booster setting. Now, as Jade suggested, guys, there is here indeed a game optimization mode. So you can either go for performance or standard or battery saver. But what I'm gonna do in this video, guys, I'm gonna go inside labs and choose the alternate game performance. This should really technically kill the GOS. You might remember the scandal last year with GOS or the Samsung game optimization service that kind of crippled the performance. So now alternative game performance management technically should turn GOS off and really unleash the power of this phone. The second tweak I'm gonna do on my S23 Ultra is go inside developers options and under the graphic settings, scroll down and find CarX. Now, right now, I'm using the default graphic driver for all the applications, but now I'm gonna scroll to CarX and you can see here that I've chosen the system graphics driver. And according to Jade, this really is better for high performance and GPU intensive games. And the last trick I'm gonna do on my S23 Ultra is go inside the camera cutout and go to the CarX application from where I'm gonna change the display. So right now I'm gonna show the camera cutout, and this will allow the game to run in a full screen without these nasty black borders. Now, there are some tricks that I'm gonna do here on the Xiaomi as well. On the Xiaomi, it's a bit easier, guys. I'm just gonna go inside the battery, and right now the standard mode is current mode balance. I'm gonna choose this to a performance mode. So technically this should put both phones into their best capabilities. We have 29 on the front, okay, and 27 of the Ultra. And also I'm gonna measure the back, so 26 on the back of the Ultra, and I'm gonna measure also the Xiaomi 28.9. Now, like I told you, this is not going to be just a gaming test. I'm gonna make this really a heavy-duty test, so see what happens now. Like I did in some previous videos, I'm gonna use the Facebook Messenger video call, and this time I wanna show you that I don't really have any effects on the screen, okay? Now, why is that important, guys? Because this will really push the phone to the limits. Please also note that I'm going to leave the phones on Wi-Fi because I don't really want to cripple them so much, and 5G. Also, I hear, guys, I have now put these phones aside so that this phone will not produce and just transfer heat to that phone. And now let's just start the driving. So we can see the readings, guys, they're very clearly indicated there. 48 frames per second. Let me start a timer here, guys. I'm gonna try to play for half an hour or at least until one of these phones dies very badly. All right, let's see what happens. The Xiaomi 14 Pro with the 8 Gen 3 has a strong start. Wow, okay, we can just see, by the way, CPU is not going to 100%. The CPU temperature inside is going crazy. GPU is also at 64 Celsius. This is the internal readings, and we get almost, I would say, stable like 45 to 50 FPS. Now, let's just give some resting time for the 8 Gen 3, and now let's just see what the Ultra is going to do with all these new tweaks. Again, thanks to Jay who hit me up on the comments. So let me just see, guys. Starting off quite nice. Okay, all right. Frame rate isn't so stable, I would say, as with the 8 Gen 3. Although we have something playable, or at least at this point of time. And okay, not if I try to fall and just kill myself inside the sea. 39 FPS, 36 FPS. I'm gonna try to go left and right for you to be able to assess what technically happens with the phone. We see that the CPU is not hit at all here, guys. Oops, okay, almost. 60% allocation of the CPU here. We can just see technically with the Agent 3 is a bit higher, 79 to 80%. Okay. The CPU temperature inside is 82 on the SoC from the sensor. The GPU is 71 Celsius. So I have a feeling that if I am now to measure, the readings are gonna be very, very high. And you know what, guys? Let's actually try to do so. So time for the first temp readings. Only 41 here. Okay, 40 something. I'm also gonna try to measure on the back. Okay, so 42. And now let's just see how much we have here on the S23 Ultra. 40. So technically it's not so bad, guys. Okay, I would say it's circa the same. 4nm process, right? But it's an optimized version, right? It's not the H-Gen 2 Plus. It's really the same process, but it's the H-Gen 3. So let me just do a straight drive here. 37 FPS. Camera still working, by the way. How do I know? I just put my hand here so that we know that the phone is not only playing the game, but is also using the camera and yeah, using the Facebook Messenger app, which I believe is really an overkill. Now, there are not so many games that can just hold like 60 FPS all the time. But okay, right now we have similar conditions. So I'm just driving on a road. We have 32 FPS. I think the Agent 2 with the S23 Ultra is just able to produce, yeah, around 35. But even now, no, now 47, 48. So technically it's stabilized a bit. 49, 15 even. Okay, let's just try this here on the Xiaomi 14 Pro with the Agent 2. And I have a feeling that just by touching the screen of the Xiaomi, it's running hotter. Now, see, by the way, Xiaomi now is not producing the best results. 25 FPS. Oh, 13 FPS. Somebody is throttling, guys, I can tell you that. And the CPU, by the way, see, the CPU allocation here is 99%. Oh, the Xiaomi 14 absolutely is now trying to die. And we are now observing a slideshow. What is it, like 5-10 minutes of gameplay? Oh, this is very bad. This is very bad. Can the Xiaomi go back and stabilize a bit? I hope so. Okay, let's give the Xiaomi 2 minutes resting time. The S23 Ultra, I would say like rock solid right now. So Agent 2 in the S23 Ultra, guys, seems to behave better, at least in this game. But I'm going to test also Asphalt just to be sure, right? And there's this other thing, like Samsung really are good in thermal management. They will not let the phone to go and reach crazy temps like beyond 50, 55 FPS with these settings from J and the GOS disabled. I would say almost 60 FPS. The champion here, S22 Ultra, really crazy. Okay, now let's see the contender here. I think the Xiaomi, oh gosh. I think that Xiaomi is already dead. Okay, it's also very hot. Let me just try to do some measurement, guys. We have 45 on the back on the phone, 46.5, 47 even on the back. Now I'm gonna do the same measurements here. Okay, 40, like a champion. 42, let me do also some measurements on the back. Yeah, see, even there is absolutely, yeah, 42, guys. So the highest temp we measure here is like 41, 41.8. And remember, I am just using Facebook Messenger on Wi-Fi and my camera is on. So technically I'm not only playing a game, I'm also in the middle of a video conversation. But the good news is that Xiaomi 14 Pro with the Agent 3 was able to recover. What is very interesting to see here is that, oh, all right, too premature, I guess. Too soon. I said it too soon. See the CPU, guys. The CPU is absolutely a bottleneck. It absolutely dies. The GPU, yeah, you can see it here. GPU, Jesus. GPU is 60 Celsius. The CPU also 60 Celsius, but the frame rate, it's almost unplayable here. But you know what, guys? This is gonna be like the CarX test. So I'm just thinking what I'm gonna do right now. Let's say that the CarX is not okay optimized for the Agent 3. This phone started with 100% of a battery and this phone with 95. But see where we are right now. 83% and 87. And by the way, the Facebook Messenger call is still on, so technically the test is still going on. I have a weird feeling that the Asphalt 9 doesn't support 60 FPS on the Xiaomi 14 Pro. Technically, I can already see this, guys. It's locked at 30 FPS when we are using this in the high quality mode, which is really sad. And this is not going to be our fair test, but just want to show you what the Galaxy is doing with the screen sharing, which is, yeah, still amazing. Galaxy S23 Ultra, guys. See, steady 60 FPS, only 50% of CPU allocation. It's about the same on the Xiaomi 14 Pro. The CPU allocation is also like circa 50%. This, by the way, is the explanation, guys. There is no frame rate setting on the Xiaomi 14 Pro, which is still a bummer. Kill the Asphalt 9, and I'm just going to show a YouTube video picture in picture. Okay, let me just try to kill everything. All right, I got the right video. I'm gonna hit the quality here. As I said, I'm gonna go for the highest available. Now I'm gonna start CarX Street again, and let's just hope that this time the Agent 3 will surprise us, and then we can blame the Facebook Messenger and the fact that I was using it to broadcast video and audio. I had the mic off, but audio was working. So, okay, here you can see the stats. The first FPS readings are here. The CPU utilization, 32%, 3940. Here is a bit higher. And then here, guys, we also have the CPU temperature. This is the temp readings from the sensors, right? So, of course, they're going to go crazy. I'm going to use my temp gun to measure things. And then we have here the FPS. And I'm going to put here the YouTube video, okay, so that we can all see how nice this is. And now let's just see which of those phones is gonna load the game first, the Agent 3 or the Agent 2. And I think the winner by very tiny bit was here the Agent 3. Okay, now you know what, let me just put it there so that it doesn't obstruct us. I'm gonna put it here, and now let me just start the driving. If we experience the same scenario as before, this will mean that after 5 minutes, we're gonna see here something like 8 FPS, totally killing us. All right, but let's hope that this time is gonna be different. So right now, with 4K HDR 60 FPS video from YouTube in a picture-in-picture mode, guys, of course, we don't have like the 40-ish FPS that we had before. So 47, I would say that the FPS now in CarX is definitely better. We might then argue if the CarX is not optimized at all for Agent 3 platforms. Okay, one more time. Let's do one more test here, guys. 29, 33, all right, 90. Okay, definitely the same performance, very worse, I have to say. So it's most probably the game, because I don't really want to buy the fact that the Agent 3 will do something like that. Okay, enough about this, guys. Let me just try to put a temp gun here. 42, so it's not that it's going crazy hot. And if I measure at the back, 44, right? Now let's just try to measure what we have here, guys. 40, 41. 40, okay, so definitely, guys, just playing a YouTube video is not as heavy as us playing a real demanding scenario, and that's a Facebook Messenger video call, guys. And just to show the truth, guys, I'm gonna close now the YouTube, okay? Let me just exit, and I'm going to put my call back. Okay. But take a look at the readings, guys. The CPU of the Agent 3 is getting almost maxed out at 90% utilization. Oh, okay, yeah. And just, guys, you see, I even barely played 1 minute. Even after 1 minute of playing with the camera, which is here, I think at least CarX game, certainly not optimized, or something else not optimized in the Xiaomi HyperOS, but the phone dies totally. And I'm gonna show you how the S23 Ultra is really handling this as a boss, so to speak, because we have 40 FPS, guys, and the camera still works. And imagine this is on Wi-Fi, so imagine what would have happened if I would have turned off the Wi-Fi and just hold it off 5G. It's gonna be really crazy. But right now, guys, what we see clearly with these conditions, which I think are anyway heavy enough, we have the situation where the Gen 2 in the Ultra beats the Gen 3 in the Xiaomi. Now let's try to measure some temps. 45 here, 46 even. Let's just measure on the back. 45.8, so I would say clearly 46. Now let's just see how much we get on the Ultra, guys. 41. Again, the Ultra thermal management right now is really better, right? Now it can be due to many factors. Gen 3 is very new, so maybe the CarX is not optimized, or maybe even Facebook Messenger is not optimized, or maybe something else. But right now we can clearly say that from these two phones with this complex and very heavy scenario, I think that the S23 Ultra wins. And guys, again, I understand the fact we can put multiple applications and kill the iPhone. That's nice, right? But this here is a real use case scenario, because why not like play a game with your friend online and then chat with your friend and use a video call? So this here is a realistic scenario. I want to thank Jay one more time and DameTech. They give some very nice and good ideas. And if you like this video, guys, don't forget to sub for the channel. Thank you so much. VST over and bye.